introduction of Miss Kusum, and then we'll have the introduction of Sir.
Yes, ma'am. You can see my screen, I believe.
1 second. Yes, I can see now. So I think we would not take any more time, and we will begin as it is too sharp now.
Yes, ma'am. We can start.
Okay. Namaste and good afternoon to one and all. It is a great pleasure to have you all with us at the 10th talk, Adharshila talk at RRIS. It's a great day and we are very, very happy and privileged to have each one of you, right from the Colonel to the National Member of APER Committee to the Territory Head of APER, Bhayander Malad, and to various principals, colleagues, educators from all the cities across India. It's a great pleasure and a very warm welcome from all of us at RRIS. So today, as you all are aware, it's a new leaf that Aadhar Shila Talks has taken today, has unfolded today, which is about careers. And what better than starting with knowing about career in Indian Army. So we are all very keen and excited to listen to Sir today. Let me tell you that today's talk is being done under the banner of APER, that is Association for Primary Education and Research. And it's a pleasure to have Ms. Kusum Kanwar, the National Committee member, here representing APER with us today. She also happens to have a background which goes so well with today's subject. So let me take this pleasure of introducing her to you. Ms. Kusum Kanwar is an educator, has been a principal, and now an edupreneur. She is the MD and the owner of Kangaroo Kids at Kandivali, Mumbai. She is the ex-principal of Billabong High at Santa Cruz and Malad, and is the CEO of her edu-venture called Adapt Skills. With about 2 decades of hands-on experience in K-12 education sector, she has proved herself as a transformational leader. She is the National Committee member of APER and the mentor for Malad Bhayandar region. Ms. Kusum is also a sea cadet and had joined TS Jawahar at the age of 8. She believes in instilling the values of discipline, love for the nation right from the formative years of children. That is so great and goes so well with one of the very important objectives of education, that is developing the love for your country. So, with this beautiful thought, ma'am, I would like to welcome you and kindly address us all. Over to Kusum, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Jayapari, and Jai Hind, and good afternoon to everyone. And
Jai Hind.
this is for you, Colonel. I'm privileged to be here at the Adharshila talk by Ram Ratna International School, and especially for this session by Lieutenant Colonel Ranjit Kulkarni, sir. My name is Kusum Kanwar. My growing up here as the Indian Naval officer's daughter is filled with countless amounts of changes, new homes, new postings, new schools, new friends, keeping budgets for my mom, routines, schedules were a part of our daily life, amounting to incredible resilience and adaptability. My life was full of changes, and it was not always easy to find a new normal. But change is also a huge opportunity to learn about myself and grow. I learned how to feel big emotions and how to process them. Learned how to feel overwhelming excitement, disappointment, fear, joy, and happiness, and shared that with each other. We learned how to cope with life. We learned how to turn that situation into a great one. I pride myself being an educator, a principal, and now an educator. Added to my upbringing as an army kid, I embraced the secret experience in my primary years schooling that taught me the invaluable attributes of discipline, of proficiencies, confidence, and leadership, which together have contributed towards all my endeavors in my personal and my professional life. This is very important for me. My trip to the LOC, Kutch Real and Pir Panjal with Bird Association on a Satabhavana trip in 2017 with 10 Mumbai schools, 145 students, principals and teachers was the most esteemed moment of my life. Can you imagine how it felt to sing our national anthem at the LOC? Just 2 kilometers away from the border still gives me the goosebumps. And this is from Kathmandu. If I get to relive my life again, joining Indian Army will be a dream to come true for me. On behalf of the Association for Primary Education and Research, our deepest gratitude to one and all. I'm the National Core Committee member, the Secretary of APER, and the mentor of the territory, led by Dr. Jaya Parikh and Dr. Seema Mandral Negi. APER, the Association of Primary Education and Research, is conceptualized by ECA for smooth transition of early years into primary years. We thank the President of ECA and APER, Dr. Srinivas, for giving our team an opportunity for being the knowledge partners today. Taylor promotes a growth mindset to ignite the human greatness in all educators and promoting the holistic development of children. APER is committed to enhancing both students and teachers' cognitive development, foster healthy lifestyle, strengthening self-directed learning skills, and imbibing core values. It also includes respect and love for our great nation, India, its cultural diversity and democracy. APER supports and strongly advocates for discipline, punctuality, resilience, and adaptability in all APER schools. Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Ranjit Kulkarni, sir, and look forward to hearing you today so all APER schools can practice recommendations and follow our inspiration in school. Thank you, everyone. You all can easily reach APER for areas of enrichment, networking, research, and assessment through our website and through our territory head, both Dr. Parikh and Dr. Nidhi. Thank you. Have a good day to all of you and Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for being here representing APER and for being our mentor, and how well you have related the values that APER wants to instill in schools with how defense careers bring it in all of us. So thank you for bringing that correlation, that similarity, that so competitive for all of us. Very glad to hear. And also like everybody know that Amrita Negi, who is the president of Sanjeevani World School, is also with us. She is the co-director head of the for Management and she is She is associated with several social organizations worldwide. She is a force to reckon with. She is full of energy, full of positivity, and with great respect and gratitude. I would like Dr. Seema also just say hello to all our audience today, as Sanjeevani World School also happens to be the associate partner for our talk today, and she might have a few words of it, and I would like her to bring few words to our audience before she speaks.
Namaskar, everyone. Thank you, Jaya ma'am, for such a wonderful platform. Thank you, Kusum ma'am. That was so inspiring. And as Kusum ma'am said, with her background in Army, her background in Navy, and sir is from Army, and my background is from Air Force, sir. So I think it's a beautiful trinity we can see here that we have somebody from Navy, somebody from Army, and somebody from Air Force. So I think rather than me telling something else, let's hear it from you, Lieutenant Colonel, because today we will amalgamate all the forces together that makes our Indian defense a very, very strong force to reckon with. We are all waiting to hear from you because people need to know why Army, why Defense Forces, and how we can go ahead with that. So, Jai Hind, and let's begin with you, Jaya ma'am. Jaya ma'am, I think we can begin with Sir's introduction and Sir's talk. Everybody is waiting for that
Yes, yes.
eagerly.
So I was about to do that. I forgot that I had muted myself. So thank you, Dr. Seema. And it's a great pleasure to have you as a friend and as a great motivation. Thank you so much for being here. And now is the time to know about our wonderful speaker for the day. That is Lieutenant Colonel Ranjit Kulkarni. He is an alumnus of the National Defense Academy, Khadakwasla, and the Indian Military Academy, Dehradun. A gold medal awardee for his role in tactics and leadership abilities, Mr. Ranjit was commissioned in the industry in June 2004 and also has a short tenure with the Special Forces. He has a vast operational experience of commanding a company on the LOC in high altitude areas of Ladakh, counterinsurgency operations in the northeast, and the second in command in Jammu and Kashmir. Lieutenant Colonel Kulkarni has also taken the appointment of an intelligence officer in Jammu and Kashmir. He has been an instructor in the Premier Institute for Training of Non-Commissioned Officers, the NCO Academy. Additionally, he has been the editor of the early magazine published by the NCO Academy, Street Travels. He has been a speaker on several seminars on empowerment of female leaders. So it's a great privilege. I'm sure many future leaders are also here with us today, waiting to be inspired by you. And without any further ado and without taking any more of your time, I would like you to take over now. A warm welcome on behalf of our right. Jai Hind, sir. Please go ahead.
I, at the outset, I thank ma'am for the kind words that she's said about me. Now, let us go back about 25 to 30 years. When we were children, there was a very melodious song that was very famous at that time. Uh, Papa कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा. Well, beautiful song, good tune, nice music, but it also had very interesting lyrics. It said, कोई न जाने कि मेरी मंजिल क्या है. Well, in today's world, if you say कि मेरी मंजिल क्या है, यही नहीं पता, so then you will never be able to reach where you have to reach. You will not undertake the journey of life if you don't know where you have to reach. So where does this journey of life begin? It begins with the first choices that you make for yourselves or your parents help you make them when you are in standard 10th. As to which stream do you choose? Do you choose arts? Do you choose commerce? Do you choose science? Which stream do you take? The next step is at the 12th standard. Amit, can we have the next slide, please? Amit, can we have the next slide, please?
Hello. Yeah, Ranjit. Next slide.
Yeah. Can you go to the next slide?
Yep. Can you see this now?
I can't hear
No,
you.
we can't see you presenting.
Ma'am, I am presenting. Just 1 second. Okay. Resume presenting. All right. This was the first slide, and
Yeah, go to the next one.
yeah.
Yeah. So the next step is your 12th standard, wherein you make a choice of your career, whether you want to be a professional, go into medicine, architecture, engineering, or you would like to go into the civil services, the foreign services, the administrative services, the Indian police services. That's the choice you make. Based on this choice ahead, the organization that you choose will guide you through. However, when you choose this career, the first thing that you decide for yourself is you make a kind of balance sheet, wherein onto the left hand side, you have things you know about yourself. Next slide, please, Amit. On the left hand side of this balance sheet, you will have, say, things about yourself, what you like, your desires, your dislikes, what do you want out of life, say, your values. And on the right hand side, you will have what the career has to offer to you. And then you balance these out and choose a career for yourself. The left hand side is for the individual himself and the parents to do, and I will help you onto the right hand side of what the Indian Army as a career, as an organization has to offer to you. Next, please, Amit. Well, everybody has an aim in life of having a good life, having a family, having a comfortable life, settling down, having children, having a home, having a car, and at the end, which gives us pleasure that we have lived enough. Now, this pleasure that we have lived enough, we will talk about it at the end of my talk. While we choose our careers, there are people who choose to live for others. There are some people who work for the Red Cross. There are some who work for the World Health Organization, for some NGOs, or something like that. Indian Army is one such career option. I will not call it an option, but I will call it a choice. It's a choice, it's a dream that many of us have seen. And quite notably, very famous film star also had this dream. Mr. Amitabh Bachchan also had this dream, but unfortunately he couldn't make it. Amit, next slide, please.
Yeah.
With this as a brief introduction to what we have to look at looking for a career for ourselves or our children, we come to the aim of today's talk, that is to acquaint you with the Indian Army as a choice of career.
Amit sir, please mute yourself.
Just 1 second, ma'am.
Amit, next slide, please. Okay, now, we spoke about a balance sheet of left and right. Now, there are some heads that have been flashed on the viewfoil which will help you to match your aspirations and what the job has to offer. I've just noted down a few which came to my mind. We will talk about them one by one. Firstly, I feel you should love your job. That will give you job satisfaction. If in the morning you wake up, you get ready, and you do not feel that you are going to office, but you are going to have a good time, you are going to have a ball throughout the day, I think that job will give you immense job satisfaction. So what does Army offer as part of the job? Amit, next slide, please. Okay, the task which is mandated to us, firstly, is safeguarding the nation from external threats, fighting counter-insurgency operations and counter-terrorist operations throughout the country, internal security, be it the JAT operation or the Meena Andolan. Whenever the police force of the country has failed, the army has stepped in. Next is the disaster management. The government of India has created something called as the NDRF, or National Disaster Relief Force. However, Time and again, be it floods or earthquakes, Indian Army has spearheaded the relief operations, reaching the remotest place in Kashmir or during the Kedarnath disaster. It was the Indian Army who spearheaded the relief operations. And last but not the least is providing humanitarian assistance. Humanitarian assistance constitutes of all those actions which the Indian Army undertakes, be it a child falling in the well or be it a footbridge collapsing in Mumbai. It is the Indian Army who provides humanitarian assistance. Now let's look at the first point, that is safeguarding the nation from external threat. What all does it encompass? Next slide, please. Yeah. The safety, honor, and welfare of the country comes first, always and every time. The honor, welfare, and comfort of the men you command comes next. Your own ease, comfort, and safety comes last, always and every time. Ladies and gentlemen, this was said by Sir Philip Chetwood during the first passing out parade of the Indian Military Academy, Dehradun. Almost a century now, and yet these values hold true. Every officer, every soldier, in whatever situation he faces, he adheres to this credo. We call it the honor code, the code of the Indian soldier, of the Indian officer. Now, next slide, please. When we talk of defending our nation, we have to defend the nation borders spanning from the unforgiving mountains of Siachen, Ladakh, and Kargil, where existence itself is a battle. You have to fight the nature first to be able to fight the enemy one day. The fight is against nature, and it is every day. The jungles of the northeast, which are infested with blood-sucking leeches, disease-infecting mosquitoes, and deadliest poisonous snakes that are found in India. Scorching heat of the desert, coupled with vipers and scorpions, the arid run of Gujarat, and the plains and rivers of Punjab. While doing so, it is not only the terrain or nature that we fight. Our friendly neighbor on our western side engages us in bloody combat every now and then. Our not so friendly eastern neighbor, we have certain standoffs which have the potential to grow into a major conflict. So what does this lead us to? It is leadership, right from a section level to the Chief of Army Staff. Every level, leadership is extremely important. Amit, next slide, please. Next. The words integrity, loyalty, duty, so on and so forth are not mere words. They are values which are imbibed in us and are tested each and every day, each and every moment, in every situation that we face. All these values have to be ingrained in us. We have to stand up to each and every one of them. It is not a bookish thing that we learn in, but something that we have to practice in everyday life. Next. So much about defending the borders. Now let us come to the next challenge that the Indian Army faces, that is the counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency. With insurgency in India started in 1958 in the then Assam, which is now Nagaland. And it has spread across the country with Jammu and Kashmir, be it the jungles of the northeast or the rugged terrain of the Shamsabari in Kashmir, or be it the five-star hotels in Mumbai. Indian Army has fought terrorism all the way. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is here to stay. Terrorism is here to stay. We will have to continue to fight this evil henceforth. It's not going to fade away so soon, not in the near future at least. Now we come to the work description. When we have to undertake so many different responsibilities, so many different tasks, often people ask, what all does it involve? It involves planning, planning of maneuvers, assigning tasks, getting feedbacks. Now, to get feedbacks, you need effective communications and you need supervision. To complete any assigned task, you need to command, you need to train, and you need to lead your subordinates. We are not dealing with robots, we are dealing with men. And hence, the welfare and progress of the men and their families is also our responsibility. Well, not only men, we operate with systems of war, we operate with equipment, we operate vehicles. We not only have to know their capabilities and how to operate them, but we also have to know how to maintain them. We need to take on tasks such as engineering, medicine, flying, and at times air traffic control also. We need to plan and monitor training. Any organization cannot do without administration and logistics. So administration and logistics also have to be managed. And everything flows out of money. So finance is also an integral part of our day-to-day duties. Resources are always finite. Hence, we need to prioritize them and allocate them according to priorities, which in layman's language can be termed as management of resources or equipment, human resource, basically management. Next, please. Okay, now coming on to the next attribute of career aspirations, that is, it should pay you well. Well, gone are the days when people used to say that army is a poor man's job. No, army is no longer a poor man's job. Next, please. Army pays us well. If you look at your view foil, you will see that the pay includes the basic pay, the dearness allowance, the grade pay, and the military service pay. There is a list of allowances which I have included, which are admissible to officers and jawans undertaking specific duties. This is about pay. Now coming on to the perks. Assured accommodation, which is almost free. Transport for all official purposes. Free medical facilities for the officer, jawan, and their families as well. Schooling for their children. The cantonments are known to have very good schools. The DPS Dhola Kua has produced children of the Indian Army officers like Neha Dhupia, Sushmita Sen, Priyanka Chopra, all are daughters of Indian officers. The CSD facilities, wherein we get our groceries or daily items of daily use at prices lower than the MRP. We have
Excuse me,
loan
sir.
facilities.
Amit, sir, the slide is not matching with it. I think you have to go back one slide.
One more. Yeah, thank you. Facilities of loans as well as free air tickets for the officer and his family once in a calendar year. The army also caters for its own insurance. An army officer will not have to purchase insurance from any insurance company because we have it inherent amongst ourselves. Next, please. Okay, coming on to the next attribute, that is good lifestyle. Lifestyle is something which most of us spend most of our money on. However, a good lifestyle is what the army gives us by the virtue of being in the army. First and foremost, discipline in every walk of life. Ladies and gentlemen, for all of those who have been in the cantonment, the moment you enter the gate of the cantonment, you feel you are in a different world. The roads are clean, the area is clean, it's maintained, traffic rules are followed, speed limits are followed. You can feel the discipline in the air. That's because we are a disciplined force, and that's how the army is supposed to function. Without discipline, the army will cease to be what it is. So discipline is ingrained into us. Next, coming on to officers' mess and clubs. Amit, can we have the next slide? Here. No, one back. One more. Okay. Coming on to clubs and institutes. The officers' mess is an institute in itself. A beautiful place where it is home for the bachelors. The clubs like the US Club in Mumbai or the Sikandrabad Club in Sikandrabad are institutes where defense officers have their parties. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we don't only train and fight, we party and we party hard. Now, coming on to sports facilities. Sports facilities including swimming pools, golf courses, tennis courts, basketball courts, badminton courts, state of the art gyms, billiard rooms, you name it and we have it. Because for us, fitness is a way of life. If we are not fit, we will not be able to fight. Hence the term fighting fit. Leave, we are authorized 80 days of leave. And for those who cannot avail these 80 days, we can encash what we cannot avail. I don't think any other organization gives you such huge amount of leave. When you talk of hobbies, Indian Army is the right place to pursue your hobbies. Be it photography, be it horse riding, be it kayaking, be it sailing, any hobby, and Indian Army is the right place to pursue it. Amit, next slide, please. Okay, now coming on to growth. Growth I have divided into two parts. One is a professional growth and one is personal growth. We'll have a look at each one of it separately. Next, please. When an officer is commissioned, he is commissioned or is trained to lead a platoon. As he grows in his career, various courses of instruction enable him to grow from leading a platoon to leading a company to a battalion and so on and so forth. But while doing this, he is also exposed to the art of management of logistics, various weapons. He is trained in all aspects of command, which include human resource management and also equipment management. Coming on to higher studies. Amit, can we have the next slide again? These are some of the courses that the Indian Army offers to the officers. The officers can pursue their MTech, MSc, MA. Doctors in the Indian Army can pursue their post graduation in each and every field of medicine, be it orthopedic, ophthalmology, ENT, name it, and we have it. Next, please. For all these courses that the Army doesn't offer, Army gives us an opportunity to avail 2 years of study leave. In these 2 years, officers can choose any course of their liking and get a qualification for themselves. There is only one rider to it, that it has to be approved by the government of India, and the second rider is that the officer has to pass on that course. About resettlement courses, we will see at the end of the presentation. Next, please. Okay, when we talk of professional growth, while being in the army, while commanding troops, here are some of the ingredients of command that we learn by virtue of being in the post that we are. We learn documentation, we learn human resource management, management of information technology, network management, supply chain, equipment management, financial management, administrative jobs, humanities, analysis of intelligence inputs, image analysis, and a few lucky ones also get to operate satellite communications. Amit, next, please. Now, let us talk about personal growth. Every 2 to 2.5 years, an officer is posted to a new location. So, the entire geography of the country, the officer is exposed to. He is exposed to various cultures, traditions. He can experience them firsthand, be it the mountain dwelling people of Ladakh or the inhabitants of the islands of Andaman Nicobar, be it the head hunting Nagas or the Garba and Dandiya playing Gujaratis. The Indian Army officer, by the end of his career, would have experienced it all. Hobbies, we have already touched upon. My personal example, I pursue photography, and I have never had to go out seeking what to capture. The army has given me so many opportunities in itself, and I don't have to go out. It's there. It's there in the army. We all are encouraged to read. A young officer, when he gets commissioned, is encouraged to read books, write book reviews, write articles. They get published in various publications that are published by various establishments in the army time and again. You'll be wondering why I have included promotional exam in personal growth. The reason is very simple. In all our promotional exams, there is one subject that is common, that is current affairs. So in order to pass our promotional exams, we have to keep ourselves abreast with the happenings of not only India, but world over. Learning new skills, be it reading a map or driving a tank. Every now and then we come across a situation where we have to learn something new. We have to acquire a new skill in order to tide over a situation or just for the heck of it. But believe me, it's fun. Exposure to a vast variety of people. During the course of our service, we have to interact with various kind of people. Our own soldiers is a one breed of people. Apart from them, we have to interact with doctors, lawyers, the civil administration, which includes the district collector, at times the SDM, the SDPO, the local police, and many a times angry mobs also. Next slide, please. Okay, now let's talk about job security. In the present scenario that we are in, facing a paramedic, a lot of people have immense problems with job cuts, salary cuts, and this job security, I think, is more pertinent in this time than any other. We have no forced retirements, no layoffs, no pay cuts, increments are assured, and to an extent, an assured career progression. Next, please. Challenging job. If there are no challenges, there is no fun. All of us at various levels that we are, various jobs that we do, all of us have to meet timelines, all of us have to meet targets, all of us have our own deadlines. However, these are slightly different in the Indian Army. All we do is, it has to do with combat. If in a logistic chain, the ammunition reaches a soldier fighting late, lives are at stake. If a doctor reaches a wounded soldier late, life is at stake. If a helicopter undertaking a casualty evacuation mission gets held up, lives are at stake. It's a huge responsibility to ensure that we do not create widows and orphans for this nation. And this responsibility itself is our biggest challenge. Next, please. All of us love adventure. We keep seeing advertisements on television of water sports in Goa, water sports in Maldives, scuba diving in Lakshadweep. There are so many avenues. Here is a list of adventure activities that Indian Army promotes. Each one of these activities, the Indian Army has a node. For example, the scuba diving node is in Andamans. The whitewater sailing node is in Mumbai. The whitewater rafting node is in Rishikesh. The Army promotes adventure sports. Amit, can we have the next slide? Okay, now here is the list of expeditions undertaken by the Indian Army since the turn of the century. Though most of them are mountaineering expeditions, you can see a few like the day-night ballooning expedition, the base jump, the expedition to the South Pole, or the Trans-Rajasthan Power Harness Hang Gliding expedition. Apart from these, there are various motor rallies, motorcycle rallies, cycle rallies, which are undertaken by various units and formations of the Indian Army to commemorate certain occasions. Next, please. Coming to honor and respect. Amit, next, please. All of you must be wondering why I have included this honor or respect. It is because in the present world, not many people really care about it. Actually speaking, the respect you will command from your subordinates, your soldiers, your family members, the society as such is something you will never be able to get in any other profession. 100% of the time, you will be a role model for your children. Even if you choose not to be, you will still be one. Next, please. Last but not the least, career opportunities post retirement. A soldier has given his best to the army, the best years of his life he has given to this organization. When it is time for a soldier or an officer to hang his boots, to hang his uniform finally, the organization does not leave him to fend for himself. It prepares the soldier for a second innings. In terms of resettlement courses, here is a list of resettlement courses that was available to officers who retired in the year 2019. As you can see, almost all of them are from reputed institutions like IIM, the Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, New Delhi, Symbiosis. There are a plethora of courses, plethora of opportunities that an officer can avail just before his retirement that prepares him for his second innings in life. Amit, can we have the next slide? Initially, we spoke about a destination. Here is what a soldier has to say about himself. No soldier will ever have this question in his mind, have I made a difference? Because each and every one has definitely made a difference. At the end, I leave you with a reminder. Next slide, please, Amit. No dream is easy. It takes sweat, blood, and determination and hard work to achieve it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I have finished. Any questions, please?
So if any of the attendees have any question, they can either type it in the chat box or they can ask by unmuting themselves. Thank you, sir. It was wonderful question, very comprehensive.
So,
Now it's time.
there is one question which says, what is the score for women in the Indian Army? A very
Sorry?
very apt question. What is the score for women in the Indian Army?
Okay, so
I
Amit, your voice is not clear, but if it's better if you type. So what I get is, sir has asked, what is the scope for Indian women in
yeah,
Indian Army?
ma'am, I'm extremely sorry. I forgot to mention it initially that whatever I have presented, whatever we have spoken about, applies equally to the ladies. The only restricting factor that we have is ladies as of now do not go into live combat. That's all. Rest everything is applicable to the ladies as well. Only restricting factor is live combat. They are not allowed in live combat. That's it. Does this answer your query, Amit?
Yes. So there was a question by Maya ma'am. So thank you, Maya ma'am. Any other questions, friends? Feel free to ask. It's very rare when you have an officer who is still in service interacting with you guys. So please feel free to ask any questions, and we'll be free to answer.
Amit, sir, your voice is cracking. I would suggest you can either ask them or write them in the chat box. So participants can directly unmute themselves one by one and can ask. That's better. Or any of the thoughts that the participants would like to share can unmute themselves and speak.
Sir, my question is, how do you prepare
Yes,
to
ma'am.
get into the NDA?
Well, the preparation for NDA start once you have completed your 10th standard. The selection process is there's a written exam which comprises of two papers. One is mathematics and one is general ability. General ability includes English and all other subjects other than mathematics. That's physics, chemistry, biology, history, geography, everything. So the exam is a multiple choice pattern. Based on the marks, they prepare merit list and shortlist the candidates for the services selection board interview. The services selection board interview is a 5-day process. It has got four parts. First is the screening test, followed by a screening test is conducted on the first day. Those who qualify on the screening test are put through the entire SSB, the services selection board. That is, it has three different tests. One is a psychological test. The other is the group testing officer test, wherein you're tested as a member of a group. And third is the personal interview by an interviewing officer.
Thank
And
you for the
preparation
Thank
answer.
you.
for SSB is a
Thank you, sir.
vast subject. Yeah.
Right. So there is a question by Miss Isha. She's asking, are there any particular designations given to women in Indian Army, or all the positions are open to Indian women as well?
Except those requiring active combat.
A
Rest
few
everything
questions.
is the same.
Uh,
Okay, so except for those which require active combat.
Combat. Rest everything is the same.
Okay, great, sir.
Hello.
Thank you. And there is a question. Yes, Dr. Smita can go ahead.
Ma'am, I would like
Yes,
to just
ma'am,
share
please.
one thought of mine.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So, namaste, Ranjit sir. And first of all, let me salute you and all your, the entire community of yours. The kind of effort. I mean, like for us people, you are the God, because it's you people who are taking care of us. So we have not seen the God, but
It's an
for
honor,
us, you
ma'am.
are the God.
It's an honor, ma'am.
Yeah.
It's an honor,
And
ma'am. Thank you.
it's like once in the assembly in the school, we I just happened to ask a question to the students, like how many of you would like to take up Indian Navy or Army as your career in the future? Would you like to join? And none of the students in the assembly raised the hand. So what I feel is that the young generation, they actually, what they see in the news is they perceive that. So they only see that the soldiers are dying or they are laying down their lives for the country, but they don't see the kind of life they are leading. I mean, like it's a hard life, no doubt, but it's a highly disciplined life and a beautiful life, I think. What you people are leading, no doubt you are carrying your lives in hand for the nation, for the country, but it has its own benefit and its own beauty, which no other profession may have. So how,
Exactly,
how
ma'am.
the awareness can be raised amongst the new generation towards your community or the your field or the beauty of your profession?
Ma'am, I must thank all of you for giving me an opportunity of starting this awareness, of starting to spread this awareness. I must thank all of you. This is how we are going to do it. I mean, the newspapers are not going to do this. It is we who have
Yes,
to sell ourselves.
that is the
right,
saddest part.
Ma'am, in fact, I'd like to add on. You're very right that this awareness earlier also wasn't there. Let me just inform everyone. Ranjit is my schoolmate. We were together in school, and apparently all of us went into different directions, and it's only Ranjit who is the only one from our entire batch of 120 who's ended up in the Indian Army or in the defense of the country. The others are not. So there is definitely a need of more sensitization, of more exposure for our kids to understand how defense personnel really work, what kind of glorious life they have, and what kind of challenging, adventurous, and discipline, which ultimately adds great value to their overall experience as a human being. So
Yes.
there is definitely a great scope to guys and make people aware about this.
Yes, right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ranjit, sir.
So
Hello,
a
I
very
have a
good
Thank you,
question
ma'am.
by
I
you.
have a question, Ranjit sir.
Yes,
Yes,
Nikhil.
Mr. Nick.
Yes, sir. So for how many years can an officer stay in the special forces?
If you are fit, all your service.
Okay, thank you.
So maybe he also wants to know the retirement age.
And retirement ages for different ranks, it's different. However, 58 you can say is normally accepted retirement age.
Right, sir.
Uh, uh, Dr. Jay, may I ask a question to Colonel Kulkarni, Kusum Kanwar here?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes, ma'am,
ma'am.
please.
So, sir, I think they will also benefit knowing that there is territorial army, and because there are a lot of male teachers here, and also the army requires able-bodied and value-driven people. So, if you can just talk to them also about the territorial army, because I think there will be some who will be interested in that as well, and they would fit the age criteria.
Ma'am, territorial army is, though it's a part of the army, but since today we had a limited time, I could only touch upon the Indian Army. The territorial army will require another half an hour to 45 minutes of talk.
Yes, yes. So, just
So we can have another.
the website or something, if you can give them that, where they can go and find some information.
IndianArmy.nic, the official website of the Indian Army, that IndianArmy.nic.
Yes, yes. So everyone can note that down as well. And
Right.
also, so some awareness campaigns with the students, probably in our cantonment areas here, the MNG area, or getting into the ships. I think that is also going to, inspire children. I think the Mumbai children, at least, they don't know so much of, the Indian Army or the Navy or the Air Force.
Yes, a lot needs to be done. Yes, um, I do agree.
So
And
I
the
must
I
next
thank you for
question would
providing me
be,
this platform.
And Dr. Jaya is a highly,
uh,
highly inspirational person herself, very motivated. You can start with her school.
Yes.
so,
So I was to reply to the question that our vice principal asked, that this is the kind of initiative that every school also needs to take up, and we would ensure that in the future, when the lockdown is over and things are back to the previous normal, not the new normal, I hope
You
we
know,
Right.
don't have to new normal. It's back to the previous normal. We would like to have a face-to-face session with you, because there
definitely,
you
ma'am.
can engage all the students of the school. Today, we were not able to ensure that the students attend this in big numbers. I can see
Yes, ma'am.
some of them here, but I would like none of them to miss out on these sessions. And we are soon going to branch
Definitely.
out Adarshila Talks into Adarshila Career Talks as well. A new branch of Adarshila Talks will be Career Talk. So that is
Right.
Wish you all the best, ma'am.
the pioneer who gave us
and
the courage to start that. So we'll move ahead with that. And thank you, Mr. Amit, for connecting us with the Lieutenant Colonel, who has been so kind. And sir,
So,
some more
Jaya
questions.
ma'am, I would like to ask. I mean, I'd like to say something to sir. Sir, we are in Mumbai, like whether it's Jaya ma'am or I. So, last time during Kargil Vijay Divas, when I took my children to COD Malad, the first question that children ask, they ask, "What is army doing in Mumbai?" So that is the kind of awareness we need, what you had spread today, because children in Mumbai feel that army is always there where borders are. And that was the point we understood, that yes, we have to teach them in a very, very different manner. So it
Absolutely.
was wonderful. And You took me personally, you took me back to my cantonment days. You took me back to 1999 Kargil war, because that was the war I always say that I think I have witnessed every morning when I used to come out of my cantonment gate. I had seen, since base hospital was nearby, so I used to see the martyrs every morning. That's something I will never ever forget in my life, and I try to tell the same story to my students so that at least they're associated with our defense forces. So it was wonderful listening to you. For me, it was like walking down the memory lane. I walked down everywhere, right from my horse riding to my gliding to the containment days. And the way you said, the moment you enter the gate, you see an entirely different world. And it is exactly like that. Kusum ma'am will also agree with me, because that life has a different high. Those who have not tasted it, I think they have not tasted one bit of very important part of life that is missing. So Jaya ma'am, sincerely thank you so very much for bringing in Colonel Saab here, and we could, I mean, enrich ourselves. And for me, I could relive so many days of my life. Ranjit sir, thank you so much from my end. It was beautiful.
Sir,
Pleasure, man.
Thank
Pleasure.
you.
It was an honor,
so
man.
one last
Yes.
Yes,
question.
yes.
What is the maximum and minimum age limit to join the Indian Army?
I'm I'm very sorry. Offhand, I will not be able to answer this question. Please log on to indianarmy.nic and all information is available there. That is the official web page of the Indian Army on the internet.
So,
Yes, sir.
what
Thank you.
basically you have to remember, Ritvik, is that you have to complete your grade 12 with science. That's when you become eligible for the entrance examinations. And may I
Ma'am,
just know
any
you?
stream would do. Any stream would do. You do not have to stick to science. Any stream would do.
That's great, sir.
You have to be
Thank
a graduate.
Yes, thank you,
Right.
sir.
Okay. So, Ritvik, you are in which grade?
Eighth standard,
Grade
ma'am.
as
Eighth standard. Which school?
Silver Oak School.
Hyderabad.
Yes, ma'am.
Amazing. So, convey my regards to Sita Murthy ma'am, and I'm very happy to have you here, Ritvik. Thank you for being a part of Adarshila Talks. It was great to have
Thank you, ma'am.
such a aware student, such a curious student amongst us today. And I hope you will
Thanks for
go through
all the.
please go through the website to gather more information. And if you have any more questions to be answered by sir, please write to Ramratna International School. Okay, I'll also type my email ID. You can write here, or you can ask any of your school teachers about Jaya Parekh ma'am or Sita Murthy ma'am to contact Jaya Parekh ma'am. That is myself, and we will be able to pass on your questions to Lieutenant Colonel Ranjit ji.
Yes,
All the
ma'am.
best.
Thanks a lot for. Yes,
All
ma'am.
the best.
Thanks a lot for organizing this talk.
So sweet of you, Ritvik. God bless you. So, do we have any more questions, participants?
So, ma'am, there was one question that I think was missed out. So, Ranjit, this question was to you. That what inspired you to choose the Indian Army as your career option?
well, the thrill of fighting, the thrill of combat.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so I can relate to that because Ranjit was quite a bully in the school days. So the thrill of fighting would certainly attract you. And I vividly remember that every time the teachers were summoning Ranjit, that you have done something to someone. So I can relate to that.
And sir, do you think
But
Yeah.
that children get engaged in the video games which involve combat and killing and all that? Do you think it shows an interest towards joining defense, or will it?
Not really, man. Not really. You cannot
I,
draw that conclusion. I would not draw that conclusion for any child.
thank you, because I have heard a child say this. I want to get into defense, and hence I enjoy killing the enemies on video games. So thank you for precisely putting it that there is no such correlation for any of the children who are
Certainly,
admitted
ma'am.
to this conception. Thank you, sir. And I would like to read what Miss Avinash has said, because I think all of us can resonate with her thought. I would like to salute the army as I can feel what they go through. I would just like to share my thoughts as I did my class assembly on our soldiers, and it really made me feel that soldiers are a god. Students were so into the skit and they were able to understand how soldiers live their life happily even after they are so far away from their families. Soldiers teach us exactly how to live our life in whatever situation we are. A salute to the Indian Army. And today, I, along with all my colleagues and everyone present here, we salute you and we salute all your colleagues, all the counterparts, all your peers, and the entire Indian Army, which is always there protecting not only our honor but country's honor. And there are no words to describe how grateful each one, each citizen of the country should be towards you and towards the entire Indian Army. It is a hair-raising experience, sir. I can feel the goosebumps right now while I'm speaking about it. And it was very kind of you to be here. And as you said, there are certain aspects which would need to be dealt with separately. And we look forward to having many more sessions with you. If there are no more
Definitely.
questions here, then we'll.
Dr. Just one something that I want to add. Um, can I go ahead?
Yes, Kusum ma'am, please.
Yes. So, Colonel Kulkarni, this is one of our experiences when we were at Kachrial, and we went for the Sadbhavana trip with about 10 Mumbai schools. And so there was this Jawan who was looking after our group of people. So there's a teacher who asked him, because he was looking at the children, we had also the primary grades with us. So probably he had his child this that big, say about 10 years or 12 years old. And so she asked him, and this also for all the teachers here and every one of us, she asked him, do you miss your family? So he says, yes, I do miss my children. So she says, so what makes you be in the army? He said, the Jawan said, Madam, we are the only people जो हम मरने के बाद हमारी जो बॉडी है उसको तिरंगे में लिपटा जाता है, और कोई भी सिविलियन की बॉडी को झंडे में हम इंडियन तिरंगे में हम नहीं लपेटते. सो हम उस दिन के लिए जीते हैं जिस दिन हम अपने देश के लिए कुछ कर सकें. So those inspiring words are something that our children need to know. Our education system needs to bring it out to the children. So, and my really sincere gratitude, thank you to you to come and talk to everyone here. It's really thank you, Dr. Jaya, for getting such an inspirational speaker to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So there is one more question if you could take.
Yes, ma'am, of course.
So we have Meghal Modi ji asking if people with spectacles also have a scope in Indian Army. The people like me who wear
Yes.
specs.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is an acceptable limit. If I'm not wrong, it is about 2.5 maybe. That's acceptable limit. It should be, your vision should be correctable with specs.
Yeah.
Which specs you
Okay.
should be able to have that 6x6 vision.
Okay. That's great. And I also feel, okay, we have Venkat Rama.
My name is Rishik.
Hi, Rishi.
So, a big salute to you, Ranjit sir. I have a question. What types of equipment do you use? What is the wide assortment of equipment you use in the army, in combat and off combat also?
I'm sorry, your voice is breaking slightly. If somebody can relate to me,
So
For the
somebody who's got it right.
I would request everybody else to keep themselves on mute. So he asked what kind of combat equipment do the people use? On combat and off combat, what kind of equipment do you get to use?
Well, that's something that would be confidential.
So no, not even a little information can be divulged about it. The basics, the basics.
The basics, the equipment, we use rifles, we use artillery guns, we use tanks. We use helicopters. That's pretty much the backbone.
Okay.
So yes, Meghal ma'am, Ranjit, Colonel Ranjit is still with the Indian Army, so
Amit, your
he
voice is
has some
cracking.
restrictions, and even ex-officers
Amit, your voice is badly cracking here. I can't hear you.
So Meghal has asked, sir, are you still with the army?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, sir, he's
yeah,
very much serving. He's
yeah.
in service. He's serving the country.
Yeah, my hair might look gray, but I am still not that old. Yeah.
No, sir, you look completely fit and fine to serve this nation and to make the entire country proud of you. So I feel it's time now for us to wrap up the session. It has been incredibly inspiring. And sir, you were so comprehensive and concise that you could cover so much of information in a nutshell. And you have also ignited more curiosity in everyone's hearts and minds. And we will do some homework to explore more. And I look forward to the old normal to get back. And even if it is the new normal, to ensure that we get our students in touch with you to know more about it.
It's an honor, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Wish you all the very best with Indian Army and wishing the Indian Army also the very best. We are
Thank you,
proud,
ma'am. Thank
and on behalf of everyone, Jai Hind. And if I could
you. Again.
request everyone to unmute together and let's say Jai Hind together. Yourself.
Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind.
Jai
Jai Hind.
Jai
Jai Jai Hind,
together.
sir.
Jai Hind.
1, 2, 3.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Bharat Mata ki. Bharat Mata ki.
Jai.
Vande
Mataram.
Thank you, everyone. Sir,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Take care.
Thank you, sir.